have anything really. They had budget blue fucking thing with nothing in it. They tell you the crazy shit over and over again. They just want your shit. They can't even take your shit because initially you have receipts for it, right? You didn't go up and like take anything. You didn't run up at anybody's shit. And they shouldn't be able to just. That's why the word distraught means when they fucking tell you shit, you just have to ignore it because if you do something to them, they're gonna call the cops on you, and you hadn't done anything to them prior or ever since. They just talk a bunch of crazy shit. Just sit there and have to hear bitch you complain about somebody being here, and then fucking originally was here before any of those psychopaths. Why the fuck did they just psycho? This is not advised to talk to nobody if you don't know who they are, or that they come by and say they want to play, like energize best the ring. Why do you take it to somebody who's fucking, like, why do you initially you went to school that, but you're in yearbooks. You're in yearbooks of people that have private jets and shit, but they're still crazy with your, this way they're just on meth real bad. They're going to be on meth until the end of time because they can't handle the truth. They're on meth and shit, and they should be able to mock somebody. Initially, if you hadn't talked to them at all, like initially if you hadn't just had like ever say anything bad about me, realize why the fuck they acknowledge you. They acknowledge you at town hall meeting thinking you were some serial killer. You weren't even there or communicated with people that were there. That who would ever know it was at a California like residents that would come down and kill somebody from Kansas City. Would crazy to think that they blame you for it just because you went to middle school and graduated middle school. That middle school killed the John Paul Garcia, and they framed me. And they're fucking retarded to be able to think because of this, the way they go about their lives. That they think that they're more intelligent than anybody in the whole wide world. And you get mocked for the way you look. It's twice as better than the psychopath all old and shit. You don't know what the fuck he was on a teleprompter probably reading that shit thinking he was the most intelligent person because they got money and shit. They got money but they can't really do anything with the money and they're miserable with the damn money. They're fucking psycho. They're miserable with the money. They got that money, but they were just miserable with it. They were fucking psychopaths, looking like creepy as fucking looking and shit. Tell me a bunch of creepy shit over and over again. They want to beat their ass, and you'll get bailed out with your money that you're saving up because you don't know what the fuck they're capable of. I'm telling you, creepy shit. Rather than make up a bunch of creepy shit initially. The California gang, the MS-13 from California, supposedly. I don't know where they get their information. If the person from middle school was from middle school, then the middle school actually killed John Paul Garcia and it wasn't my ass. So they're just weird. They didn't want anybody to be anything. They didn't just say the middle school killed John Paul Garcia and framed me for it because that's an issue. They didn't like me going. I graduated that middle school, got the fucking diploma in 2004. I could sue him for going out of town and thinking that this guy that was, I don't know if he was with us at the thing, but if he was, they did all sorts of creepy shit to everybody that went to that school. Everybody tell you a bunch of crazy shit because you went to an all African American middle school and graduated from it. Didn't say anything bad about any of them. Didn't think nothing. They could make fun of you, calling you a bunch of crazy shit, but initially the person on there is from the middle school group. I don't know. I'm not boo fucking who. I'm not crying about it, but as long as I have my middle school diploma, that's all that fucking matters. It'll just I take it with me anyway, and people saw that. I holded it up back then, and they had it out in front of the house that we sold as a household, thinking it was fucking extremely fucked in the head to think that there was somebody else before, but they had real estate put a sign and remodel the damn house for them. And it would be creepy with your information. I was a grant writer for the American Royals, but it was during high school years, so this asshole believes they could just fucking taunt you over and over again until I'm not gonna commit suicide ever, because the shit they tell you was more extremely fucked up than the shit that actually occurred of them framing you for murdering somebody. As long as my fingerprints don't go match up going into whatever the fuck initially, then they can go fuck themselves. It wasn't there. This guy on the phone, I think it's the person, wasn't it? And they just fucking weirded out by it. I think all the shit that happened with them, with the presidency of them, Obama had been targeted by the Ortega family initially, but it was from Ohio. It was a different initial family from a different initial thing. It wasn't all the same, I don't believe, because I never met that one Oscar Hernandez that was allegedly that went and did that. It wasn't my fault that they just target one person's namesake and make it seem like they're extremely messed and fucked in the head. And it's not everybody. It's not the same. It's not the same kind of like. It's just fucked up notion that these people just have nothing better to do than to box somebody to tell them some crazy shit. They meet them and they're more mental and like extremists, where they fucking go with extreme measures. And they have jobs and that shit. So like parents might have had initially got fucking different employment, and they would explain that because you're psycho and shit. They'll still get unemployment, or you think. If I got my fucking thing for whatever the fuck for 3 years of being a grant writer, then they can't go forth. As long as you work 3 years as a grant writer, they can't go tell you. And that was during high school years, so as a household thing, because you went to Hong Kong or they invited you to Hong Kong back then they can fucking get fucking sued by us, because why they initially invite all this guy thinks he's inside of the people that do whatever the fuck. It wasn't by a phone, it wasn't by an email, it was by a telephone, it wasn't by. How the fuck did I get from California to Kansas? I had an email attachment that I don't use anymore that I had in 2010 that I had the schooling on. I think it had it on the Harris. Via the Harris had them have the card they give you to be able to enter the Harris, which is the email address I used for my GED initial thing to have that. So like, if they look into that, it wasn't by email or communicated by phone or text or anything. It was just the middle school that went and killed John Palmer. They have more fucking crazy people at their disposal. They came after me initially in 2012, and they framed me for that because they initially said you're in a car and got a car wreck, and they put me in a place where I wasn't at with people that I didn't even know. And they said all that shit. It was like a 61 cop car back then. It was extremely fucking messed up way of them saying the place where I wasn't at a time that I wasn't even at, because I had people living there besides the fact they had nothing to do with this shit. They're just psycho. Then they had the Silver Chrysler Christian come up and ride up the hill thinking it was, I don't know what the fuck they just fucking weird. All this for some crackhead to become some serial killer shit that initially was a part of a gang, and it was a gang initiation gone wrong, and they just didn't want to be acknowledged as a gang initiation gone wrong. They framed me. All were MS-13 Crips or something. And It was a gang initiation. It was a gang. Let's say it's a gang initiation gone wrong. Countersued. What the fuck type of shit? Ain't my fault. They did creepy shit to my because of that stupid shit. I don't know if the guy from middle school understands that, like, I was framed, and he said I went through all that, but, like, they framed me initially from a 61 cop car. It was a 61 unit cop car. I remember all the shit about it. They were calling me a faggot shit, but I get mad at them just think they're above the law when they tell you that you're a serial killer right in front of you. They didn't even mirror it. They think you're crazy. My fingerprints don't go match up. They initially said multiple fucking things about a car wreck, about a car being, like, taken out of the context of that to going somewhere with somebody, and not even being in a car with somebody back then just walking. It just... It was a 61 cop car. They go fuck. I'll go back to that fucking footage. They have this footage of me yelling for help and shit. Somebody discovered me dead on the side of the road almost because of the type of shit they tell. It's because they fucking tell you something doesn't mean it actually happened. Where's the footage of all this shit? Like, it just... The phone, if it was a phone call, it wasn't. The phone was never turned on. And I went to high school with this asshole. They could show the footage of the high school where the phone was because of the fucking goddamn... the reason why I initially had a phone back then, in 2006, was because of the grant writer shit. I had to call somebody back to call them to come pick me up for this shit. And bullshit, the middle school killed the fucking Garcia. They didn't like me. I sure as hell they just had somebody that was there, and a fucking basketball was given to me by that fucking stupid middle school. That middle school had a basketball they gave me. Why the fuck did he have a basketball? This is fucking crazy fucking your name on it, with your likeness on the photographs of them being barcoded. They're fucking retarded. They paddled the African American kid's ass with their parent involved, saying they were bad attendants or hadn't done creepy shit to people. And he ended up dying. Like Courtney, there was somebody named Courtney something that was an African American kid that when they paddled his ass. They paddled his ass with the wood paddle. They paddled this dude's ass that was in the yearbook. And they paddled the dude's ass. But they paddled this dude's ass. Can I travel through? They walked past here and said they paddled this guy named Courtney. It was a dude named Courtney that they paddled his ass with a wooden... But I should sue the damn middle school. That Everett Greenlaw got fucking raped in the ass by a bunch of people probably out of state. He went with us back then to San Antonio, Texas. And they legally responsible if we go with somebody on a trip on a Greyhound bus initially and they all get raped. They ain't responsible for that, but they're acting like the responsibility falls on me for killing somebody, or furthermore, they're making Latino people seem like they're the worst people. Well, as African American guys just laughing hysterically. It ain't my fault. They fucking did creepy shit to my... I was supposed to take it up the asses by the fence. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be blurry. I'm supposed to take it up the asses by the fence. I'm supposed to take it up the butt. That's my defense. They're supposed to take it up the asses by the... I don't know what the fuck else. What else to tell them? Just fucking have you. I went to a trial back then and they said I wasn't a violent person, and me filmed. They said I wasn't a violent person, so they go from that to them telling you a bunch of weird shit, and you want to just fight them back because it's right to have them initially tell you that, be framed for something without even initially knowing that it was about you, or them talking shit, and then not even meeting these fuckers. Then they'd be dead, I didn't meet these fuckers, so these fuckers can't tell you that. I don't know, they're just weird. They could go to extremes of them fucking telling you one thing and then it ended up being not like whatever the fuck they initially thought, then them just reading off a teleprompter because they're fucking psycho. They read off whatever the fuck teleprompter, they're not responsible if they come up and try to like, I don't get that. It was, they paddled this African American dude to ass right in front of the classroom. He's not even alive anymore. They were telling me they have the footage of this shit, of this guy that wasn't even in the classroom, presented at a different homeroom at the point in time when they did that shit. He was in a different classroom, but he went to the same middle school as me. But this, they know all the shit that ever. I was supposed to be like, I was supposed to take it up the asses, but I don't know. Somebody just bailed me out to say the footage of this guy. They're just psycho. They just wanted to make Mexican people seem like the worst, like ethnic group. So they just made a wooden calendar out of stone, the temples and shit, the Maya temples and shit. They made all that civilization as people get slaughtered, and like the Indians and the Mexican people were there in Texas. They're making it seem like they're one race, one nation, one race, and blue hair, the blue-eyed baby, the baby Lisa Oren got taken for her shit. She was blue-eyed too, making it seem like they're the most perfect race. And that she didn't even live to be 6 or something, blue-eyed kid. And then took the little kid out of the window or something, be some creepy people at the door. But they could do all that. You could go move somewhere and never tell them where you're at. The cook your fucking pizza delivery guy tips it off, said, oh, he's ordering a pizza from Papa John's. He's ordering KFC at Fort of the Boarding. It's 24-hour KFC, like 7-Eleven or something. So they could buy 7-Eleven, say they come rape you. They get her to jail too for falsely fucking accuse you. She weren't even fucking out of place at Fort of the Boarding, butt fucking him. They can make some serial killer shit out of a person that never murdered anybody, never went up to anybody. And then you end up becoming a serial killer after they tell you fucked up shit, and you want to fucking beat their ass because of that shit, but you can't do it because they're just fucking crazy. It's creepy fucking people. That shit to people. Creepy presidents. I didn't vote for any of that. I voted originally registered to vote in 2006 or 7 on a gateway computer. So Nebraska firms remarked that I watched game trailers until I got like level 17 account, and explained that I was on game trailers if it was defunct in 2015, or they can go back and open up the website. They can open up game trailers. I was initially out there, and I uploaded like 3 videos on game trailers of Morrowind.
Liz, or one other.
Just weird out. Hello? Alright. Today's fucking Friday. I get health packs. Get 1 bar health off a game of it. And paddle somebody's butt cracking. Fucking shit they have it off. Acknowledge that shit not even being in the same class, but the same fucking shit. They can paddle somebody's child in fucking front of us, and it's not alive anymore. We're not gonna survive all that shit. It's not a miracle. Got his ass paddle this bear. This is, they can't bring them. They burn down Subway. They can't burn down this shit. It ain't gonna be no white guys. The people, the streams they do to people. The stream measures they tell you about the people. The stream measures they take. What?